When it comes to finding ways to get involved and engaged as a student with things outside of the class or extracurricular, whether organized or whether self-directed, self-organized, there are plentiful opportunities. There are quite a lot of consulting firms as well as construction firms, as well as materials, civil engineering materials, production firms such as aggregate companies and that sort of thing, who love to hire students who are studying to become a civil engineer, but are not yet. And there's just a wealth of opportunities there for you to begin to network. So that's the obvious thing, right? Get a job somehow with construction surveying firms, construction companies, that sort of thing. Some of those will be inspection type jobs. Some of them will be data gathering jobs. Some of them will be office jobs. Some of them will be the proverbial swinging a hammer type of job. Depending on how you choose to approach that job and that experience, you can learn a whole lot about the profession of civil engineering that way, and also make connections with other folks, right? Other ways, though, that you can do that networking and maybe just be a pure full-time student is, of course, with on-campus student organizations, which there are a whole bunch of them, right? There's some that are entirely focused at the undergraduate level, such as the American Society of Civil Engineers student chapter. That's a great one to get involved with, and I would say, especially given that it's free to you to join the national organization as a student that is studying civil engineering, you absolutely should do that as a minimum. But there are others out there too. There are student chapters of the Habitat for Humanity, and there's Engineering Without Borders. There's an organization called Engineering Ministries International that does all kinds of things that you can network and actually be involved with real projects that will serve people in need across the world, or even some of these organizations will have projects that focus locally too. So there's just this wide range of opportunities that are out there and available. There are also at the University of Utah a couple of professional organizations that are in student groups that are focused at more the high level, meaning the upper level undergrad and also the graduate school. So for instance, there's a structural engineering group, there's a water group, there's environmental group, there's all these technical specialty organizations that as you progress along, it's maybe a little bit more natural fit, but there's nothing that says that you can't, even as a first year student, start to find out who those folks are and start to help support them in what they're doing. And that's maybe one of the most important things to think about too, as opposed to just finding an organization that will serve you. How about finding an organization that you can support, such as the Habitat for Humanity group, or the Engineers Without Borders, or Engineering Ministries International. But also what I did in my professional life was I got involved with the American Institute of Architects, right? I'm a civil structural engineer, so I'm involved with the design and renovation and repair and retrofit of buildings. So of course, architects are involved in most, if not all of those types of facilities. And so what I would do is I would actually partner with them and find out, what are they doing? If they're running a fundraiser, what can I do to help them to conduct that fundraising? Yes, I could donate money, but donating my time and my specialties, my skills, my ability just to help them to do what they are trying to do, creates a networking opportunity that gets me connected there. I get to know people, they get to know me, they get to find out that I'm someone who is not just a narrow focused person, but I'm actually looking out and trying to connect with others and see what is of value to them. And that's always a very attractive thing. And it helps you to find out the broader picture and context of what it is that that you might be doing in your own personal professional life, right? So that just a wealth of wonderful opportunities that are out there, all of them kind of exciting and interesting. And hey, you try one and it's not as interesting to you, that's all right. There's still some great value there. You go to the next one and you just keep building and building and building until you find something that is of terrific and particular interest and passion to you.